Welcome back. While it's no secret, load shedding has been a major thorn for South Africans for more than a decade. And while each administration has made it promises to fix the power utility issue, residents have been forced to come up with personal means solutions, which unfortunately at their own cost. A man who's very familiar with crisis, albeit within the four lines of a rugby field, has decided to join the fight to keep the lights on for ordinary South Africans. And joining us now from the USA is none other than former Springbok prop Tendai Mtawarira. Thank you so much, Beast. I don't know if you can hear me. And thank you so much for your time. Firstly, it's safe to say, I'm sure you've been busy since you hung up your boots in 2019, winning that Rugby World Cup. But exactly what has kept someone like you occupied these last 4 years?
Well, there's been a lot going on. I can tell you that, I've transitioned now into becoming a serial entrepreneur, and I'm involved in many ventures. So I'm grateful to have landed on my feet. And, I believe that, the best is yet to come, and I'm determined to make a significant impact in my next chapter as I did in the first one on the field. Yeah,
tell us about the Peace Bundle. What is that all about?
The Peace Bundle is so exciting. It's a product offering that we created with my partnership with Utility, which is a solar energy company, and of which that every average South African has been affected by load shedding. So we want to put smiles on faces and give people a solution. So the Beast Bundle is exactly that, and it offers solar energy solutions plus storage, plus smart geyser control and surge protection. So there's a lot that every South African out there can look forward to.
Yeah, as I mentioned, this is something that we've all been struggling with and we had to come to terms with for the last 10, 15 years or so. But for you, what made you decide to take action, and when did you start to embark on this journey?
Yeah, so I started embarking on this journey at the beginning of this year. And for me, I've always wanted to get into things that are meaningful, that make a big difference. And as you know that, the landscape is changing. There's been, a lot of power issues, people having connectivity issues as well. So now with the Beast Bundle, it's something that I pride myself in, to provide power, and energy to people so that they don't get to miss out on anything, their favorite shows, any sporting events. And now that, the Beast Bundle is here, people can look forward to not obviously succumbing to load shedding. So this is something that I'm really passionate. I'm putting all my energy in, and I hope that, it's a major success.
Yeah, I mean, for you, why you didn't answer my first part of the question. Why did you decide? I know we all like to get involved, but why personally for you?
Yeah, so I think for me, as I said, I'm an entrepreneur, and I believe in getting into things that are going to make a difference, especially make an impact amongst, the masses, and for me to have a hand in resolving the issue of load shedding is a big deal. Yeah. So that is probably the bigger reason why I got into it, because I've been affected personally, and I know that, having solar energy is going to change, the world, going forward.
Yeah. How easily accessible is it? And when can we access it? I believe you've already recently launched, but just give us those details.
Yeah, so it's easily accessible. We have got a partnership with Telkom, so you can actually go on all the Telkom channels and access the Beast Bundle. And as well, go to utility.energy. And there you can explore and find out the entirety of what the Beast Bundle is all about. So we've got something for everybody, and I promise this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine having a lot of conversations with you, but I didn't see this one coming. But other than that, how's life after rugby treating you? And also, why the USA? I believe that's where you're based now?
No, I'm not based in the USA. I just travel a lot to the. I travel a lot to the US because I've got a lot of business interests in the US. But for me, I am solely grounded in South Africa. This is home, and whatever I do, I want to make an impact at home. So yeah, I'm not definitely packing up and going anywhere else. You can believe that. And life after rugby has been, it's been so busy for me. I've been blessed, to be involved in many meaningful ventures. I also got a foundation that's making a huge impact to the communities amongst the youth. So I've been involved in a lot of things that are giving me purpose. So yeah, it keeps me on the road.
Beast,
I'm flying a hell of a lot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's someone else who's in New York that's standing by. We're going to come back to you just now, Tendai. But on the line, Sharon Bryce Peace, if you can hear me, he's standing by with the president in New York for the United Nations General Assembly Summit. Have you got the president there, Sharon?
I do. He's in the car. He just has to step out, and we'll be able to do a quick talk with him, maybe get his reaction to the fantastic game that the Springboks delivered for South Africa. There he is, emerging now, having arrived in New York from JFK, arriving here at the airport. Let me see if I can lean in here slowly, Mr. President.
Hello.
Good to see you, sir. Welcome back to New York, sir.
Well, glad to be here.
The Springboks giving you air under your wings ahead of a big diplomatic week. 76-0 against Romania. We're on a live sports show now, Mr. President. Your thoughts?
Major boost to the confidence of the country. We are on our way to winning the World Cup again. So I will be booking my ticket to go to France to go and watch the final.
Wonderful.
So it's really good to be here, and we'll be interacting with lots of people here, other world leaders. So this is a great opportunity for South Africa to be here.
Looking forward to some diplomatic victories?
Indeed, lots of them. We've lined up a number of bilaterals and many meetings, starting with the Secretary General later today. So it's wonderful.
Good to see you, sir. All the best this week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, Kate, back to you. Just a short snippet there from the President as he arrives here at his hotel for a very important week. And, of course, the Springboks giving him a little air under his wings.
Thank you, Sho, and we're going to be chatting to you later on, hopefully when you do finally get more time with the President. But we're going to continue with our interview now with the Beast, if he's still standing. Oh, I love technology. Hi, the President says hello. I don't know if you could hear it.
Yes, I did. I heard everything, and it's good to see that he's upbeat after the Springboks victory.
I mean, he's somebody you know very personally. I mean, I remember that 100th cap that you had. That was the first phone call you got, wasn't it?
Yes, it's so true. Yeah, he gave me a surprise of a lifetime, after, having achieved one of the biggest milestones in my career, playing my 100th test match. So it was pretty special, to speak to the President.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you that emotional because I was at that press conference, but let's carry on. Let's talk rugby now, Beast. The Springboks started, as the President mentioned, obviously that match against Romania was one of the ones that we watched early on, but also they started with clear intent in that game against Scotland. They've been here before where you were part of that team. How difficult is it to try and defend a world title?
It's pretty difficult. It's not an easy feat, to win back-to-back. But I think this team is on the right track. I think Rassie and Jock, they've built some serious depth in that squad. And that's what excites me the most, because when you look at the other teams, the top-tier teams like Ireland and France, they don't have the depth that we have. So, probably the B side today played and scored 76 points to nothing, against Romania. And, that's just, it bodes well getting closer now to the playoffs. So I believe that the Springboks have got something special and can do it back-to-back.
Yeah, how hard, though, do you believe is this challenge going to be now without someone like Malcolm Marx in that squad?
Yeah, it's tough. Losing Malcolm is a great loss. Malcolm is, a special player. He just offers so much on the field of play. And I think him and Bongi obviously complement each other very well. So losing him, in these early stages is a tough one. But I know that for this group, they will, move along swiftly and rely on the next guy to step up. Obviously you got a Bongi, he's going to come up. He's one of the leaders now, one of the captains in the team. So he's going to step up and do equally as good a job. And hopefully, the guy backing him as well, whether it's Marco van Staden, or Dion Fourie, they're going to come up and finish off.
Yeah, while we're on that, Hande Pollard is a called-up replacement. Is that not risky? Joseph Dweba maybe could have been the third hooker there, considering Dion Fourie has not played a hooker in Test rugby. We know he's capable because he's played in provincial rugby, but not Test. He hasn't been tested in that area. Excuse the pun.
I know. I just believe that, Dion has got that experience of playing top tier rugby, in the front row at hooker. And I know that when called upon, he's going to put up his hand. And I think he did really well when he played today. So I know that, obviously Joseph would have probably been looking forward to getting back, into the squad. But it's unfortunate. They're probably looking at, where they need, depth the most. And I think at fly-off, Manny's playing so well, but having 100 Pollard now gives you even more options going into the playoffs. And 100 is that big match temperate player that you need in a big, quarterfinal.
Yeah, speaking of the quarterfinals, quite a tough road ahead for South Africa, possibly Ireland or, possibly France or the All Blacks. How do they maneuver their way into that final? As you're so confident that we're going to defend the title.
Well, you know what? I guess the big game this following week against Ireland is going to determine a lot, our pathway into the finals, because depending on whoever finishes 1 or 2 in that pool, that will lead to either playing France or New Zealand in the quarters. And of which I think, it probably will be better for us to play New Zealand. I just think that, we've got their number right now. New Zealand have not, been playing the way they did in the past, because they're rebuilding. They've lost a lot of that, senior squad, the guys that were there, the stalwarts. So they're rebuilding. So I think it'll be a good time to pick them off, in the quarterfinals.
I'm very nervous, I won't lie. I'm very nervous about the All Blacks, but let's move on. Someone like Jacques Nienaber, it was obviously this is his last tournament with South Africa before he joins the English sides. Rassie took over when you guys, possibly the whipping boys of rugby, not so long ago. But what is the cultural difference that he's made? Do you believe this duo has made in the squad? You've played in for a long time. So what are the key cultural differences that you believe were implemented?
I just think that Rassie and Jacques, they brought a professionalism to the Springbok side, in the way we approached the game, in the way we prepared. I think the little things that you don't see, sometimes they make the biggest difference, and that's what they brought back, to Springbok rugby. Paying attention to detail, making sure that you don't cut corners at training, and understanding your role and your job in the team. And they did that to the T, and that's why you saw, obviously, we had the bomb squad coming in, to finish off the game, and they understood exactly what was their intended job on the field of play. So they brought clarity, and brought that togetherness that we didn't have in 2016 and 2017. And I think losing them will be a big deal. Rassie and Jacques are basically one person.
Yeah.
They're an extension of each other. They've worked together for a hell of a long time. So that's why you can see now they feed off each other. So losing them from this environment, I think it's a big deal, but they have already kind of left a legacy that is long lasting.
Yeah, the Springboks may be thriving, but the women's team, the women's rugby around the world, but especially in South Africa, not so much. What is still needed to be done, do you believe, for the women's game?
Now, I believe that, a lot of investment has to go into women's rugby. I work closely with Babalo Lacha at my foundation, and I'm a big fan of hers, and and what she has achieved. So I think that from a sponsorship point of view, there need to be more corporates, coming to the fore to invest money to make sure that women's rugby is made professional, and the women are earning good money. They can solely just focus on their rugby careers. They don't have to go do anything else beyond that. So I think that we are privileged as the men. We've always had support. We've always had, backing of big sponsorships. But I don't think, it's the same for women's rugby. So, I'm an advocate for that. I believe that more of us may need to stand up for the women so that they can get the support they deserve and be able to obviously perform at the highest level.
Yeah, final one. I mean, the Bulls are the only team, the only union that is endeavored to professionalize women's rugby in the country. What do you believe is taking the other unions so long? I mean, is this something that you could perhaps also get involved in, considering you're saying that this is something that we all need to do, put our hands together to grow the sport in the country? But why do you believe the other unions are taking so long?
Yeah, I actually don't understand why they're taking so long, because, the Bulls have... they've set the pace, and, I take my hats off to them, for really setting the precedence, because, that's what, is needed at this stage, to just, really, be in, I'm trying to say, you got to, be implementing the action and making a difference, and not just sitting on stuff, and just talking in the boardrooms and saying, we're going to make a difference, but you're actually not. So I believe that I can, add my voice more. I've done a lot of campaigns around women in sport, girls in sport, but I probably need to do more, because, things are not moving as fast as they should.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Beast. Thank you so much for indulging us. All the best in your new projects, and we're looking forward to hearing what you are doing more for women's game, for the women's game, that is. Looking forward to it. Springbok prop, everybody, Tendai Mtawarira chatting to us about his new venture, life after rugby, that is, where he's trying to ensure that South Africans keep the lights on. That's something different that we never expected from somebody who's a Rugby World Cup winner, that is.